Welcome in today's webinar, where we are going to discuss our application security portfolio and how we can help managed security service providers in becoming more successful in selling application security solutions. My name is Ronald Kruijt. I'm Regional Sales Manager for the Netherlands. Our agenda of today looks like the following. First of all, we are going to talk a little bit about the challenges that CISOs see in securing their applications. Then we are going to focus on the SecureApp, which is the name for the application protection solution that we have available dedicated for MSSPs. We're also going to talk a little bit about how we can help partners in becoming successful, whether that is sales, marketing, or technical. And as a last item, I would like to discuss with you the potential next step should you be interested in becoming an MSSP of Radware. First of all, the challenges, which are the basis for whatever we want to discuss and how we want to help customers understand that they really need to be protected in a different way. So we see 4 different challenges. First of all, we see a threat landscape that changes dramatically, that becomes more complex, that is fueled by AI. So it will be more and more difficult to understand if this is really an attack or a human or human behavior, for example. Second, we see stricter and new regulations. Think about regulations like DORA, specifically for financial world, or NIS2, or GDPR, or if you look in the US, you see HIPAA, for example, specifically for healthcare organizations. So these are regulations that CISOs need to follow. And they were used in protecting one attack surface, their own data center. They see, due to the fact that more and more organizations have a cloud strategy or even a multi-cloud strategy, or based on regulations need to have a hybrid solution. So they see the attack surfaces expanding and becoming more difficult to protect against those type of attacks. And last but certainly not least, they need to do this, and they need to maintain that application security with less people, with less expertise, with less resources available to them. So it is a very difficult situation that they're in, with quite a lot of challenges that they have. So if you look at the threat landscape, just as an example, you see that the growth in malicious web and specifically API transactions has grown dramatically in H2 2024 versus H1 that same year. You see that the bad bot transactions grow from roughly 25% to 35%. And what is very important, you see that the Web DDoS attacks that we have mitigated are grown more than 500% year over year. So as a summary, attacks increase in frequency and size and in complexity across all attack vectors. And to give you an example of that, we actually have found a tool called MH-DDoS. By the way, this is not an advertisement for this tool. That shows exactly how the attackers are thinking. It is an all-in-one attack tool found simply on GitHub. If you type in on GitHub DDoS, the first 5 or 6 hits are actually attack tools. So why is this such a beautiful example? It comes with 56 methods. DDoS attack vectors, bot attack vectors, web application exploits, built-in bypass against common defenses, and that all in one go. So what is clear is that Whether you want to focus on infrastructure protection only, attackers don't distinguish between web application firewall, DDoS attacks, or bot attack vectors. They come with everything in one go. Therefore, the need is to have an integrated platform to overcome all-in-one attack tools. You cannot have one solution from one party, another solution from another party, and then hoping that everything works together. So what is the opportunity that we are talking about? What is the idea, the market that we see? So if you look at Polaris, that is a market research organization, they foresee a 40% compound annual growth rate through 2030. They see that the API security market is actually 4.2 billion by 2029. What they also see, and that is something important, that is not a figure, but it is a trend that they see, is that most MSSPs focus actually on the infrastructure layer for protection. So they seem to be kind of blind for the application layer risks. At the same time, you see that customers wrongly assume that protection also for the application layer is in place. So that is those are important topics if you think about the market opportunity that we see. Just as an example, you see that whether you have an SMB segment or an enterprise segment in your customer base, and if you have a combination of that, that's even better. You see that the tenants, the revenue per tenant actually grows dramatically if you add application protection to it. In total, the fact that you are securing the applications of a tenant instead of just the infrastructure supports much higher margins simply because you can charge per application. And what is important in this particular example for Radware specifically, there is no backend that you need to build. There's no capital expense, so no upfront expenses. And that's very important. So you can easily make money. If you look into the bundle itself, then you see that there is, it's fully managed. That's one thing. It is multi-tenant, and it is a web application and API platform that is best of breed. If you look at analyst reports, you see that Radware with application security is always somewhere in the top 2, top 3. You are not selling our solution. You're selling your own solution, your own service. It is a white label portal with potentially your logo on it, if you wish to do that. At the same time, the branding, it can be customizable as well to your needs. Like I said, no CapEx, which means also, by the way, that you don't have to do an investment in your own data center or in your own scrubbing center. So that means also that you have a faster time to market. What is important is that our service is 24/7. It's a follow the sun principle with an emergency response team. And it is SLA backed, which means that we actually sign for the 6 most important SLAs for protecting applications. You are supported by Radware on the technical level, but we can also train your sales, train your operations to make sure that they understand how to sell the solution, but also that they understand what they see on their dashboard if there's something is happening. So interpretation of the information is very important on that side as well. If you look at the type of solutions that are bundled in SecureApp, then you see that's the web application firewall, API protection, and bot management. Those are the 3 very important components. Then we have client-side protection to make sure that you have your supply chain attacks, that you are protected against that. account takeover protection, and Web DDoS protection, which is a very specific a DDoS type of attack targeted on your application layer. So I mentioned already the ERT team. That is the team that is really supporting you in peacetime, but also in during an attack. What is also important is the kind of network that you are that you are supported by. And that is a global cloud services network with 22 scrubbing centers worldwide, 15 terabyte of dedicated global mitigation. So nothing else runs on this, this network. It is just mitigation capacity. Specifically to application security, we have a global coverage of more than 50 points of presence. And should your customer wish to have a CDN as well, we have the possibility of offering a CDN as an add-on with more than 1,200 CDN points of presence. So what are we talking about? We are talking about actually two bundles, SecureApp Standard and SecureApp Complete. The difference is in the bandwidth and the type of functionality that you see. This is the minimum bandwidth that you get if you buy such a bundle. If you, as an MSSP, buy such a bundle, by the way, because if you have a customer that says, hey, I want 2 apps, and you have another customer that says, I want to have 3 apps protected, then you can use this bundle that you have purchased from us in splitting that in capacity or number of applications. With respect to the add-ons that you see, so the Web DDoS protection, client-side protection, or the CDN, you can have one customer that says, I don't need any add-ons. You can have potentially another customer that says, I need to have all the add-ons because my application is so critical to my organization, it needs to be fully protected. You can mix and match between the functionality and the add-ons and the type of application. Here's just an example of a few screen clips showing that you can actually add your logo to it and sell it as your own MSSP service, backed by Radware, where you can offer self-service to customers that you think those customers are capable of self-service onboarding, while others might not be capable of doing so, and then you can offer a support in that sense. So you can decide per tenant on what you want to do and what you want to offer to those tenants. Real-time reporting and monitoring, also forensic reporting, for example, or reports on a specific timeline. It's all functionality that is available in this portal. So as a summary, as a kind of a summary, you can reduce your TCO because actually you're selling fully managed services. You have the ERT teams 24/7 available to you. You have our professional services available to you for security policy configuration and tuning. But you also have other security experts that you might want to have questions to, or even go as far as outsourcing the complete solution to our security experts. So what are your benefits? Your benefits are actually that you can deliver what customers assume that they already have. You can focus much more on RFPs that ask for specific layer 7 protection or specific application security protection. You can rely on a fully managed service by Radware, white labeled with your brand, and you can launch quickly and almost immediately start monetizing the solution. So you can go live in just a couple of weeks, and you can have application pricing per application pricing, which makes it very marginable. Just as an example, here you see that if you pay 2,000 per month, your customer pays 2,000 per month on the application MSSP revenue versus $170 cost for the same solution, then you have around 880% ROI in just 1 year. And if you do that for complete, you see that you can actually charge more, which makes sense because you have more functionality. And you have, of course, also higher cost to us, but still more than 400% of ROI in just 1 year. So just 3 examples of MSSPs that are making money on our solution, and actually in 3 different ways. So Triara in Mexico is selling a SecureApp and SecureLink as a service. So purely in the way that I just described it, they currently have 51 applications secured and 500 megabyte throughput. Epic Cloud in Taiwan does it slightly different. They focus on Cloud WAF, offering AppSec-as-a-Service specific and only to enterprise customers. While Deloitte says, I have the complete bundle plus Web DDoS, and I can sell it as a separate solution, but I sell it as part of our managed service, which is a potential solution that you can do as well. So how are we going to help you in being successful? First of all, Radware operates the services 24/7. We offer you a portal and your tenants a portal. We offer you tier 2 and tier 3 support, while you do the marketing and the sales and do tier 1 SOC support. This, by the way, is not set in stone. We can discuss if you want us to help in marketing and sales, if you want to us support more than just tier 2 and tier 3, that is a discussion that we can have separately. We have, from a marketing perspective, we have pre-built campaign kits, we have sales scripts, we have email templates, we have all materials that can be white labeled, can be Radware, but you can be on your own logo, and you can make use of our lead generation tools. That all together gives you the possibility of onboarding actually very fast, using all the pre-built campaigns, all the ROI tools that we have available, all the collateral, and all the training that we offer to you as well. So what we see is that in 3 to 6 months, you actually see the first wins coming in, and after 6 months, you start looking at, okay, how can I scale this sales process, and how can I scale the revenue related to this sales process and continue to support it? Do I need to fine-tune the way working with Radware? Is everything working as expected? So that is an ongoing process. So as a summary, why would you go for Radware? Just a couple of topics to keep in the back of your mind. You have an application security platform available to you that is purposely built for MSSPs. You have proven deployments. I gave you a few examples, but I can give you much more examples if you want to. The service is fully managed by us. You don't have anything to invest upfront. Gives you a possibility of launching very fast. And last but not least, you can rely on a global cloud application security infrastructure that is supporting more than 10,000 customers worldwide already, and partners like MSSPs as well. So if you are interested, of course, and you look at, okay, how should I start? Then we have roughly 4 steps. You can choose SecureApp or standard or complete. You can mix and match. You can have both. Suppose that you have an SMB target and an enterprise target, then you can have both. What is more importantly is that we align on the go-to-market plan and the white label approach. So what do you need from us in order to have your brand on all the information? Of course, we need to review commercial terms with you and draft the service SLAs. I mentioned before the SLAs, and that's not a marketing term. That is actually something that we sign for, and that is SLAs like time to detect, time to mitigate, time to report, those type of things. And then we can target the launch, and that can be within 60 to 90 days, like I mentioned before. And if you want to do that earlier or quicker, that is a possibility as well. If you have questions or if you want to discuss more in depth the solution with me, here's also my email address and my phone number. Please contact me and I will be guiding you through the process and helping you in making the right decision. With that, I would like to thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to talking to you soon.